Greetings all, welcome back to No Bullshit. Today's video comes from the notorious Julie Bendel at The Guardian. It's called Women, Face It, Marriage Can Never Be Feminist. Let's check it out.
Dress it up, subvert it, deny it all you want. Marriage is an institution that has curtailed women's freedom for centuries.
Marriage may have curtailed women's freedoms for centuries, but that was long ago. Even in this video, you show a 50s housewife. She was not oppressed. She got to stay home all day while her husband worked to pay for everything. Sounds pretty cushy to me.
We may have progressed since the Industrial Revolution, where Mary Wollstonecraft described marriage as little more than a state of legal prostitution. But let's not kid ourselves. Even today, marriage is not about equality. It's about perpetuating male privilege.
Male privilege like what? You're not naming any specific rights men have over women in marriage. Probably because there are none. Both men and women can work, take time off for kids, buy a house or car. The only disparity I can see in modern times is if the marriage ends in divorce. Then the females have all the privileges like child custody and alimony.
Being given away by your father may seem cute and romantic, but it stems from a time when women were seen literally as their fathers and then their husband's property.
I guess I could see how the father giving away the daughter could offend some people, but no one is forced to do that at their wedding. No one's even forcing you to get married in the first place. People are doing it by choice because of tradition.
The majority of brides still opt for a white gown.
Beautiful? Yes, indeed.
But the implication that brides should be virgins is both ludicrous and insulting to women.
Wow, now implications are ludicrous and insulting? Implications which aren't even necessarily accurate? This bitch and others assume brides should be virgins, but no one in the real world is saying that. Real people are smart enough to know that the white dress is another tradition, and most brides aren't virgins.
That a female who has had sex is somehow spoilt goods goes against everything feminists claim to stand for.
Well, there is some truth to that, Julie. While I don't agree that every woman who has sex even once is sullied, some people who have sex are spoiled goods. STDs, abortions, and childbirth are things that can affect a person's body. While it is possible to have lots of sex and avoid all these things, the only guarantee that someone is clean is if they are a virgin. Thus the attraction. It's kind of like buying a new car versus buying a used one, or even buying one that's broke down, keyed on the sides, and the interior smells like a locker room. Which would you pick?
I know feminists who've taken their husband's name because they say it's easier. Easier than changing your passport, email address, utilities bills, and bank account details, I suppose.
It could be easier, Julie, yes. Spending half a day changing your info with the bank and government is much easier than a woman having to explain why she has a different last name from her kids and husband at every school, sports, or family event. Also, some women want the family name. They want the same name as their kids and their husband.
You're basically being branded, so anyone who sees your name knows immediately who you belong to.
Branded? Really? If you're going with that analogy, I wouldn't use the animal branding you're showing here. These animals don't have a choice. Wives taking the husband's name do. I would liken this to human branding or scarification, where humans choose to be branded, usually out of tradition. It's basically like a burn-on tattoo. Again, these women getting married and following these traditions are doing it by choice.
Accept it. Marriage can never be a feminist act. It has formed the backdrop to women's oppression for centuries. And it continues to do so. Forced marriage, child brides and polygamy all show how human rights violations of women and girls all too often go hand in hand with marriage.
Well, that's why forced marriage and polygamy are illegal. Funny how you have to pull facts from backwards third world countries in order to prove women are oppressed today. Probably because this ugly fat bitch and other women in the West aren't fucking oppressed. God, I just wish these women would give up their victim complexes and enjoy all the privilege they already have.
It was not until 1991 that rape in marriage was made a criminal offence in England and Wales.
Cool story, bro. You know that was a quarter century ago, right?
And today, it's still perfectly legal for a man to rape his wife in 47 countries worldwide.
There are 0 Western modern countries on that list. Again, stop trying to co-opt the victimhood from countries you've never even been to, and you probably can't even fucking pronounce. You're an overprivileged, spoiled white woman in England. You're not oppressed.
So if you want to get married, then just get on with it. But please stop pretending that because you're a feminist, it's some kind of subversive statement.
Basically, if you're a feminist, you can't get married according to Julie, queen of all victims.
And women should stop pretending that marriage is anything other than a tool for their own oppression.
If marriage is a tool for men to oppress women, how come you usually have to convince women not to marry and men to marry? This old hag acts like she's never seen a wife control her husband and manipulate him. It fucking happens. Many American guys who get married turn into beta bitches, tending to their wives' every whim. I've never seen a guy get married and start oppressing his wife. There's no doubt in Western marriages, the women are in control. Well, that's it for this whingy cunt, thank God. I find it funny she's a lesbian telling heterosexual women not to marry men. What the fuck does she know about straight relationships? I can't stand this feminist obsession with being the victim and telling other people what to do. Thanks for watching the new episode, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.